Hi everyone, this is the National Master of Santegati and I'm playing a game on chance.com. 15 minutes with the 10 seconds for each move. I'm playing against Metro 123 from Greece. And okay, I'm playing the Sicilian defense. Now I play e6. Okay, so very good game. Okay, c takes d4, and after that knight f6. Okay, it's good. Okay, now if knight c3 I will play knight c6. This opening is called for Sicilian for knight variation. So my idea is play the next move bishop b4 to make pressure against d4, because usually when you play the Sicilian, the main idea is make pressure against the pawn e4, and to make pressure I can also make pressure at the defender, so at the knight on c3. Okay, now the white takes on c6, I take with the pawn b to push d5 after that, and if e5 I can play knight e5. Now knight e4 is the main variation after that, and I have to play queen c7 to make pressure against c5. When the white will push f4, I bring my queen to b6, because if I bring my queen to b6 immediately, there is bishop e3, or yeah, also doesn't work, so I have to play this before, and when f4 I play queen b6. Okay. I have to pay attention. I have to pay attention because the square d6 is weak. For this time with no problem because of the bishop on f8 that can take the square d6. So, but okay, now the white is thinking, but I think no other moves. White has to defend upon e5, so f4 is forced. Knight d6 doesn't work because, for example, if knight d6, bishop, pawn, queen takes d6, c4. Yeah, the knight is pinned, but they can play check and then I can move the knight, so no problem for me after that. Okay, 4, so it's okay, and now I play queen b6 to take this diagonal. Now it's hard for white castle and give problem, and it's my idea. And sometimes this move can help me to bring my bishop on a6, so can give problem about the development, about the white development, so I like it. Okay, so the question is what the white can do now. Okay, the white has to develop the pieces, so can play, for example, bishop d3 and then queen e2 with the d to bring to move the bishop after that, but yeah, it can be an idea. So bishop d3 and playing this way. And what to do if bishop d3? Maybe bishop a6, and yeah, it can be an idea for me. The white has to pay attention because in theory I can also threaten a move like queen b4 check, knight c3 is forced because the queen is attacking the knight, and if knight c3 I can take the pawn f4 with my knight, so it can be interesting, this idea. Or maybe it doesn't work for a3, and oh yeah, maybe it doesn't work, but okay, we must pay attention. Okay. The white is thinking a lot of time about this move, and had to wait. Okay, queen d3. Oh, it's a strange move. I didn't think about it, but yeah, maybe it can work. Okay, now my main idea is bring my bishop on a6, but it's clear, if I bring my bishop here, the white will thank me for the bishop and can take it, so now is not a good idea. But okay, I imagine my idea is play bishop a6, so maybe I can play a5 and then bishop a6. I think a5 can work now. So a5 and then bishop here. I try to play it. And yeah, so bishop a6 next move. I think it can work. And a3. Okay, what's the purpose? The idea is that after bishop a6, if c4, my knight can't go to b4. So it's the idea I think about this move. And I have to pay attention because yeah, the white can play c4, and I have to check if it can be a problem for me. I'm not sure, because maybe I can still play bishop a6, because after c4 the pawn will be pinned, so my knight can stay for an extra move on d5. But the problem is understanding what to do later, because I have to develop my dark bishop, and my dark bishop can go or to c5 or to e7. Maybe e7 is better this time. So wait, if I know that the white idea is play c4, maybe I don't. No reason to play immediately bishop a6. I can play bishop e7, and if c4, I can play bishop a6. Okay, playing this way. I play bishop e7, and then I will play bishop a6. We can see what happened. So c4, bishop a6. What the black can, what the white can do? Maybe can play queen g3. At the same time, my knight will be under attack, and the queen is attacking g7. So yes, a problem. I didn't see it before. I calculated bad. So if bishop a6, queen g3. And the question is what to do after that. I'm not sure. Okay, the other question. Knight takes e4 is playable. I play knight takes e4, bishop takes, queen takes b2. Not easy, because the rook can go to b1, and my queen is not so strong after that. Yeah. Also, if in theory I take 3 pawns, but my king will be weak because I need the bishop that comes to defend the square d6. So probably it's not so good for me. It was a mistake. Okay, let's think. We have to think well now. Okay, so my knight can go only to c7, so it's my problem, main problem about that. Okay, wait a second. If I play bishop a6 and now queen g3 is possible, queen d4, and I can take the knight on e4. So if queen takes g7, I take on e4 with check. At the same time, I can take c4 because yeah. So we can think bishop a6, queen g3. Now play queen d4, and the knight is under attack. Can this knight attack and defend at the same time? Maybe check, but I can take it, and if take, I can also check, I can defend. So, okay, yeah, I think I can do that. So bishop a6, queen g3, queen d4. The queen has no other moves to attack something, so okay, I try it. I'm almost sure about that. We can see what happened. Oh yeah, queen d2. Okay, I didn't see it before, but probably this move is not a problem because the queen is attacking nothing at this time. So probably I can simply play or knight back or some or other moves. Okay, let's see. Okay, queen b3 doesn't work, I think. If queen b3, white can take my knight and the white can be happy. Knight b4 is not playable because a takes, and if bishop takes, knight c3 and can cover, so it doesn't work. If knight takes 4, queen takes f4, so not good for me. I have to move my knight. The only square is c7. Okay, I do that. And now this check on d6. I think I have to take with my bishop, and then I can take with the... Oh, yeah, I have a problem. I have a problem that I didn't see before, because if I take, you can take with the pawn, and now my knight is without squares. Oh, very important. So it's a very important problem about my position, because if I take, pawn take, and where bring my knight? Oh yeah, so I can play king f8. Very bad game for me now. I can't see anything. So let's see. Now let's see what happened now after that. Okay, what the white can do, f5, maybe not now. Okay, the only good thing for me is that the white has developed his pieces, so can't attack immediately, and that's okay for me, so not a problem. I think my next move would be 98, because it's very important for me for this knight to go back or to trade this knight. It's very dangerous, this knight on d6, so my next move would be try to remove this knight on d6. The white is thinking now, and yes, I think he will do. Okay, what the white will do? Maybe bishop d3, but at the time to defend, I think. So bishop d3, 98, and yeah, maybe my position is worse, but it's playable. Yeah, worst but playable, so it's okay. Very good position, and if I won this game, I will take 15 points, so not bad. I will try to do that, but I think now it's hard victory for me. And he is thinking 10 minutes. What to do? And if I lose, I will go under 2000. So I have to pay attention about this game, because I will lose 18 points. So with the draw, I lose only 2 points. So it's okay. But we'll see what happens. This time is not the time to think about the points, but it's the time to think about the game. and the white I think has to develop his pieces. So yes, the white position is good, but for this time it's impossible. Move the dark bishop. The light bishop can move, but e2 or d3 not so active this time. So yes, my position is not so worst, because after knight e8 I can force the enemy knight to go away, and after that that's my problem. A possible problem for me can be the push c5. How the white can push c5? Maybe with queen c3 or something like that, so the white can try queen c3, and then it's possible push c5. So for example, queen c3, knight e8, c5, and yeah, my position will be bad. So maybe queen c3 can be a move for my opponent. My opponent can play queen c3. Yeah. Or queen e3. The idea may be similar, because can be possible push on c5 also with queen e3, and but maybe now I can take on d6, or can, okay, I can trade on e3, I can take on wait, or maybe I can simply push c5, and then I can simply threaten to take on d6. Yeah, maybe it's easier, because after queen e3 for white will be impossible develop the dark bishop. So yeah, for me maybe it's not a good idea to trade the queens at this time. Maybe c5, and a possible move for white can be, for example, queen f3 or queen e4, but I can play rook b8 and the rook can be active in the b file, and then the white has the problem about how the knight to d6. Oh yeah, I'm sure about that. Almost sure. And I play c5. And then rook b8. We will see what happens. Knight e4, yeah, logical solution for white after that. So knight e4, it's logical way. And now the problem is what to do. My pawn on c5 is defended by 2 pieces, so no problem this time. And the knight is not so dangerous on e4. Okay, maybe there's no problem about that. What to do? d5, e takes d, no, doesn't work. Okay, so or rook b8 or rook d8 to push d5, for example. If I push d5, the black has to take, the white has to take en passant, I think. So if d5, e takes d6, bishop takes d6, and yeah, not so good for me, because my pawn c5 will be weak after that. Okay, so what to do? It's the question. The right question is what to do, but we must understand the position, because the white has to move the light bishop after that. So for example, the next move can be bishop e2 with the idea bishop f3. Let's see. If I play rook b8, maybe no good ideas, because I don't understand what to do later. Another move can be f5 with the idea f5, and after that bishop takes f6, but the white can trade on f6 and my king will be weak. Not easy. Okay, so you have to choose rook b8 or rook d8, or another option can be also bishop b7. Bishop b7 with the idea to take on e4, but I don't think so. Okay, to do something, I think I have to push the pawn d, because I can't play with the pawn d7 for all the game. So push d5 will be important, and if I think it, rook d8 seems better, because when I push, the rook can open the file. Okay, I'm sure I can play this move, rook d8, because I can open the d file. After that I can push d5. Well, I have 7 minutes to think, my opponent 8 minutes. But I remember I have 10 seconds for each move, so the time probably is not a problem in this kind of game. It's important to play very well the opening, because you don't have a worse position after the opening. Okay, now play d5, I think. d5, c, e takes d6, bishop takes, and I think it's okay. Okay, d5, and the bishop takes d6, so d5, and if c takes, I take with the knight, and my position after that will be good, because I can handle my pieces. Let's see. Okay, correct. I take with my bishop. And if now the white doesn't take immediately, I go back on e7. And I will play knight d8, knight f6. I try to bring my knight in the square, and my king, I think, will be safe after that. Okay, let's see. Okay, so now the question is, take with the queen or with the rook. Maybe with the queen can be interesting. Queen and queen d4. Nice. Can make problem. Okay. I'm almost sure about that. Yeah, because the rook on d6 alone doesn't work. So the pawn a5 is without a defender after that, but it's not a problem. Okay, I can do that. I can do that. 7 minutes now. I guess 7 and more seconds. Okay. Queen takes d6. Maybe now queen c3 can be dangerous, but I can push a4. Okay, now an important topic to see, because I think yeah, my king position is worse. It's easy to understand it. The white can play the future f5 to attack my king. So I think that this position is worse, but I can try to go in an endgame with this trade. I can try this move. Trade the queens and play an endgame. If the white will take, I take with my pawn. Because if I take with the rook, there is bishop e3 and their enemy bishops are very strong. So queen d4, try to trade the queens. And yeah, I feel I can also threaten to take on c4 with my bishop. Very important move, I think, queen d4. Oh, rook d1. Now I have to think very well, because in theory I can also think to take the rook. Okay, let's see. If I take the rook, bishop has to take, rook takes, and after that is force the king f2. The question is, what can I do after that? Maybe nothing, because I don't have other moves after that, so yeah. Oh, but maybe it was a mistake. Yeah, because my main problem is that after yeah, I can't defend c5. Very bad. Okay. Maybe I'm losing now. Yeah. I didn't see that after queen takes, bishop takes, I have no moves to defend c5. And it's a problem. Very important problem. Okay, I check, bishop takes, and then I can trade rook takes d1. And is it possible to defend c5? No. Yes, it's a mistake. Important mistake. Okay, so we can try to see if I take the rook. Rook take, king f2, and then back to d4. Yeah, I can try to play this way to defend c5. Maybe. Okay, let's see. I tried this, but I think I'm losing now. I do the pre-move, and I can take c4 because there is queen takes c5 and I lose the bishop. Very bad position for me now. And now after king f2, I have to play rook d4 to defend c5, the only way. So only to defend, also to only hold this to defend c5 is incredible. So I play this move. My next would be king e7 maybe. And let's see, I try to play in this way because I thought that if okay, b3, it seems logical. The next move will be bishop b2, so I have to pay attention. I have to pay attention because bishop b2 can be very, very bad for me, and I don't know what to do after that. Okay, let's see. Maybe king e7, and I think it's completely lost this game. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe what? How defend c5? Very hard question. My main problem is that after that I risk to lose also the pawn on okay, try bishop e7, and if bishop e2 I go back, but I think that soon have to resign. Soon have to resign. And when the queen takes e5, is attacking the knight on c7, so I have to play now rook d7 to save my knight, but I'm very, very close to lose this game, and my defeat is very, very close. And now check. Another question is, where go with the king g8 or maybe e8? Okay, not sure about that. Okay, try for this time g8. Maybe queen takes a7. I try to play h6 and then king h7, but I know my game is completely bad. Don't play in this way at all. Okay, so we have to think. Okay, the next move could be queen takes a5 and I can cover the square d2, and it can be good for him. Then I will play h6 with the king h7, and I try to play in this way. Very, 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 very bad game. Or maybe if queen takes a5, I play f6 and then king s7. Maybe it's much better for me. I can defend my position in a better way, yeah. So f6 and then king s7. I hope for an enemy blunder. We'll see. With a few time can happen. Okay, we'll see what happens. The white is thinking that. So for example, queen takes f6, queen a7, and now I can play what? Oh yeah, queen a7 immediately. This could be a problem. We have to defend the bishop, so I think 98. I don't see other options. I don't see other option for me. And okay, if queen b8, I have to play king f8, and I'll try to play f6. And if queen takes, I will play f6 and then king f7. We will see, we will see. Okay, queen b8, now have to play king f8 to defend my knight. And I think it's forced now, other moves. And if a4 to play bishop a3. I think f6 is playable. Or another option can be check and take the bishop, but I will lose the bishop b7. And in this kind of position, it's not a good idea to trade the pieces. I can do something also only if I have more pieces. With few pieces, it would be impossible to do something. So if a4 I play f6, if check I play king f7. I'm playing this way. I try to attack with my rook on d2 ladder. For me, it's for my opponent, so no. Maybe the white can try to play rook e1. King e3, I don't like it. King e3, why this move? To avoid rook d2, but I try f6. Because I have to improve my king position, so this move I think is forced. f6, king f7, and I try to do something. And remember, don't trade the pieces. Maybe for white it was better take a5 immediately and push the pawns with a hit going for white. Now my idea would be play king f7 and maybe knight d6, knight f5 to attack. The important is try to do something also in the worst position. For example, now a4, I don't like it. Maybe the idea is bishop a3, but I can play king f7. I try to do something. I can try. And okay, if bishop a3, I have to think. Maybe I can also take the pawn g2. I have to think about that. If it's possible to take the pawn. But another idea is rook g8 to have the knight free to play. So rook g8 can be interesting. Let's see. What the white will do. Okay, now bishop a3, and I want to have the rook free to play and the knight free to play. So okay, if I play knight d6 immediately, okay, queen takes a8, queen takes h8, and I lose the game, I think, because the check is not enough. Yeah, white can save his king. So now play rook g8. Now my knight can be free to play on d6 now, so we can do. Okay, yeah, this move is logical. And now maybe f5 with the knight f6 can be interesting because in this way I can attack the king. Okay, I'm sure f5 and then knight f6 I can make a problem. Yeah. Okay, I try this way. Yeah, maybe I can do something. We will see. I will try to steal the game. Maybe I can. Okay. F5. Because it's important, don't trade the pieces. If I move 96, the white can trade and I lose the bishop, but in general, trade the pieces is not a good idea. So I need the square f6 to go on e4. When my knight will go on e4, will be impossible. Take my knight. Okay, well, so now I think knight f6 can work. Yeah. I think it's possible. Maybe I have the time to attack. Knight g4 can be dangerous. Now my rook can go to d8. We will see, Maybe I can do something. And okay. Only 2 minutes now. My opponent has to pay attention. I risk to win the game. Mm. Few time now. Only 1 minute to think, and I can hop at my victory. Okay. Now the idea is rook d1. Had to avoid it. So rook d8 I think is important for me. So rook d8, and if queen e1, maybe I simply take the pawn. Yeah, I'll try to play this move. Have to avoid rook d1. No good. Trade the rooks. And then maybe I can play 94 or 94. 94 I think is better. 94, but maybe also take the pawn g. 94 is good because it's possible after that rook d2 check. But I have to pay attention. Not easy position. If I do a mistake, I can lose immediately. So I have to pay attention. Only a mistake. Only with a mistake I can lose immediately the game. So, okay, now I have an idea. My idea is play a rook d3 with the idea rook d3 and then bishop f3 check. And yeah, but what to do later? Rook e1. No idea after that. Okay, if knight g4, h3. If knight d4, I can check on d2, but it's possible bishop b4, and my attack is blocked. Okay, maybe I try this move, attack a pawn and I can threaten something. It's possible do something, maybe not for my opponent. Yeah, I can move the other rook to d7 in theory, so maybe I can solve this problem this way. Okay, I have to pay attention because I can do something in this game, but rook and knight against the queen, incredible. If I win this game, it will be incredible. We'll see. Only 30 seconds. 30 seconds, so... But you have to think about the move, because my idea was check, knight g4, I can bring all the pieces to attack, so... Very interesting. Yeah, because maybe I can play for the mate. Okay, I play rook d7, and I can threaten the checkmate, or not the checkmate, I can threaten the queen in this way. Because now I can play check here. Maybe queen c5 to attack in this way. But I have the square g6, and maybe I can save my king in this way. Okay, think. Check here, where the king has to go. Maybe can go to where? Because my idea is play this, knight d4 and knight on the square. Maybe it's possible. But at the same time check here and here, so my king is safe. Okay, try. I think I can try this. I play for the checkmate. I don't know if it will be possible, but I try. Maybe not, because if I play this, there is check. Oh yeah, check this and can't take the pawn. Okay, yeah, maybe it can work. I play 94 now. I try this move, and wait, 94. This king g6, queen e8 check, king h6 can take the pawn, but I can play g6, and then bishop f8 check, king h5, and maybe I can do something. Yeah, okay. I'm forced to play this move immediately, maybe not, because I can play king g6 before and then knight e4. Okay, I can try this. And yeah, because I'm not forced to do that, so I can play this before. No, but it's the same thing, because yeah, because check and take the pawn. Okay, wait a second, check this. Okay, I think it's playable. 94. Okay, we can think. 94, check, king g6, queen e8, and then I play king h6. Can take the pawn, the queen, I play g6. And then the only check is bishop f8, king h7, king h5, and now not check after that. The queen is blocked and I can threaten mate in one move. How can I cover the mate? Maybe bishop, back on b4, and now I can play, what move can I play? Maybe check, trade, bishop back, and it's not checkmate, yeah. Yes, it can be a problem, but I don't see other moves. So, if I play king g6 immediately, what happen? What do I can do? Queen f8, I play king h6. And yeah, that's something, maybe. I play this way, I want to play quickly. I play this way, we'll see what happens. I play my king on h6, and after that I try to attack with knight e4. Now put king e6 here, and let's see what happens. Because now I can take the pawn b3. Okay, queen at f8. No threat now this time. I can take b3, I think. Yeah, because if I check, I take b3. Now that there can be rook b2 and attacking this way. Okay, now rook b2 maybe. I have to play quickly. So quickly. Yeah, rook b2. Yeah, I think can work. Or wait, because if rook b2, there is this move queen a3 and double attack. But I can check. Okay, I have to play quickly, so maybe this move at this time can work. And okay, now the queen is dangerous in the square. I can play, what can I play? Maybe knight e4. And very strange game. Okay, now it's possible to take the pawn, but I can play g6. Oh yeah. Not easy position for me. Maybe rook d2, take, check, but I can play easily for a draw maybe after that. Okay, try this move. Okay, wait, this, take, and now I can play check here. When I play check here, yeah, it's impossible to lose, I think, for me. I suppose that, we will see. Because my position is very hard now, so maybe a draw can be also okay. I'm not sure it will be a draw, but with few time, I have to move quickly, so we will see. Okay, check. Maybe I can take to mate here. I don't know, we'll see. Okay, I go here to mate. Okay, can be possible? Okay, wait. No, okay, it's impossible to attack my king now, so I take. And the mate here, incredible. I have 20 seconds to think. If check, yeah, maybe I can try. I take with the pawn if sacrifice the queen. Incredible position. There is checkmate. No, I can't believe. Incredible, has to sacrifice, and now I think I can take the rook. Yeah, okay, I won the game. Incredible game. Very, very nice victory at the end without the queen. Very, very nice. Okay, I played a very bad opening, but at the end maybe I was lucky because my opponent gave me a lot of times to attack with my pieces. Okay, thank you for the attention. See you for the next video. Bye.